Welcome to Insurance Talk Texas, brought to you by Schell Insurance Agency, North Texas's #1 business and personal lines insurance agency for the past 100 years. Call us today at 972-423-4546 for a quote, or visit us at schellinsurance.com. That's SCHELL insurance.com. Now, here's your hosts. Welcome back to Insurance Talk Texas. Today, we're tackling something that's really affecting Plano homeowners: the rising cost of homeowners insurance and some critical coverage gaps that could leave families financially exposed.
This is such a timely topic. We've been analyzing the data, and homeowners in Plano are facing some of the highest insurance costs in the country. We're talking anywhere from $3,000 to over $7,000 a year.
That's a huge range, and it reflects just how complex this market has become. Texas already ranks in the top 5 most expensive states for homeowners insurance, and Plano often runs even higher than the state average.
What's driving these costs so high? I know weather plays a role, but $7,000 seems excessive.
Several factors are converging. Property values in Plano have surged. Median home value is around $291,000. Construction costs have increased dramatically, and then there's the weather factor. Texas experiences more billion-dollar weather disasters than any other state.
The weather risk in North Texas is definitely significant. How does that translate to actual insurance costs?
Well, Texas homeowners pay about 40% more than the national average. In Plano specifically, rates can range from around $3,021 annually on the low end to over $7,000 for higher coverage levels. That's compared to a national average of about $2,400.
Those are substantial numbers for most household budgets. Are there ways homeowners can manage these costs without sacrificing necessary protection?
There are strategies, but it requires understanding what you actually need versus what you're paying for. The team at Schell Insurance, that's schellinsurance.com, that's SCHELL insurance.com, specializes in helping Plano homeowners navigate these decisions. You can reach them at 972-423-4546.
Let's talk about coverage basics. What does every Plano homeowner actually need in their policy?
The foundation is adequate dwelling coverage. Most companies require you to insure your home for at least 80% of its replacement cost, but many require 100%. The key word here is replacement cost, what it would cost to rebuild today, not what you paid for the home.
That's an important distinction. How do homeowners know if they have adequate dwelling coverage?
That's where regular reviews become critical. Construction costs keep rising, so a policy that was adequate 2 years ago might leave you short today. If your home would cost $500,000 to rebuild, but you only have $400,000 in coverage, you're personally responsible for that $100,000 gap.
What about the different types of coverage within the policy? I know there's dwelling, personal property, liability.
Right. Personal property typically covers 50 to 70% of your dwelling amount, but you need to understand whether that's replacement cost or actual cash value. Replacement cost pays to replace items at today's prices. Actual cash value pays depreciated amounts, which can leave you seriously short.
And liability coverage? How much do most people need?
Most policies start with $100,000 in liability, but that's rarely adequate. We recommend at least $300,000, and many homeowners benefit from umbrella policies that provide additional liability coverage above their homeowner's policy.
Now, let's address something that's been in the news lately: flood coverage. How does that factor into homeowners insurance in Plano?
This is critical. Standard homeowners policies don't cover flood damage at all. And Plano sits in what's called Flash Flood Alley, a band that extends through Central and North Texas, where flash flooding is a significant risk.
So even if you're not in a designated flood zone, you could still need flood insurance.
Exactly. Here's a surprising statistic. 40% of flood insurance claims occur outside the designated high-risk areas. Flash floods can happen anywhere, and just 1 inch of water can cause $25,000 in damage.
What does flood insurance cost, and how do you get it?
The average in Texas is around $66 a month for basic coverage. You can get it through the National Flood Insurance Program or private insurers. But here's the catch. There's typically a 30-day waiting period, so you can't wait until storms are approaching.
That's important planning information. What about wind and hail coverage? I know that's a big concern in Texas.
Wind and hail coverage is usually included in standard policies, but it often comes with separate higher deductibles. These are typically percentage-based rather than flat amounts. So if you have a $400,000 home and a 2% wind hail deductible, you're paying $8,000 out of pocket before insurance kicks in.
$8,000 is a substantial amount for most household budgets. Are there ways homeowners can manage those deductibles?
You can choose different deductible levels, but lower deductibles mean higher premiums. It's about finding the right balance between what you pay monthly versus what you can afford to pay during a claim. The experts at Schell Insurance at 972-423-4546 help homeowners work through these decisions.
Are there specific things Plano homeowners can do to reduce their premiums?
Several strategies work well. Bundling home and auto insurance can save up to 25% on both policies. Installing security systems, fire sprinklers, or impact-resistant roofing often qualifies for discounts. Maintaining good credit also helps, since most insurers use credit-based insurance scores.
What about home age and construction type? Do those factors affect rates?
Significantly. Newer homes typically get better rates, and construction materials matter. Brick or masonry homes often get discounts compared to frame construction. Metal roofs can qualify for substantial discounts over asphalt shingles, especially in hail-prone areas.
Let's talk about what happens when homeowners can't get coverage through traditional markets.
Unfortunately, that's becoming more common. Some major insurers have restricted new business in parts of Texas due to weather-related losses. If you can't get coverage in the regular market, Texas has the FAIR Plan as an insurer of last resort.
How does the FAIR Plan work?
It provides basic coverage to homeowners who've been turned down by at least 2 regular insurers. The coverage is more limited and costs more, but it's better than being uninsured. It's really designed as a temporary solution while you work to get back into the regular market.
What red flags should homeowners watch for with their current coverage?
A few key ones. If your dwelling coverage hasn't increased in several years despite rising property values, you might be underinsured. If you're carrying actual cash value instead of replacement cost, that's a concern. And if you don't have any flood coverage but live anywhere that could see heavy rainfall, that's a significant gap.
How often should homeowners review their policies?
At least annually, especially in this market. Property values change, construction costs rise, and your coverage needs evolve. If you've done renovations, added square footage, or acquired valuable items, your coverage limits might need adjustment.
What about the claims process? Are there things Texas homeowners should know?
Texas has specific consumer protections. Insurance companies must provide a consumer bill of rights that outlines timelines for claims handling and your rights as a policyholder. They have specific deadlines for acknowledging claims and must provide reasonable explanations for any denials.
Any final advice for Plano homeowners struggling with insurance costs?
Don't make the mistake of cutting coverage to save money. Underinsurance can be financially devastating. Instead, work with local experts who understand the Plano market and can help you optimize your coverage. Shop around regularly since rates can vary significantly.
For listeners who want a comprehensive review of their current coverage or help finding better rates, what's the best approach?
Call Schell Insurance at 972-423-4546 or visit SchellInsurance.com. That's SCHELL Insurance.com. They can analyze your current coverage, explain your options, and help you find the right balance between protection and affordability.
Great advice. This has been another episode of Insurance Talk Texas, helping homeowners navigate one of their biggest financial challenges.
Thanks for listening. Remember, your homeowner's insurance isn't just another bill. It's protection for your family's most valuable asset. We'll see you next time with more insights that help Texas homeowners make smart decisions. Thanks for listening. Be sure to visit our sponsor, Schell Insurance, for all of your business, homeowners, and auto insurance needs. Call them at 972-423-4546 for a quote, or visit their website at SchellInsurance.com. That's SCHELL Insurance.com. See you next time.